Well, it's November 24th, the day after Thanksgiving, and Ross and I are back up on the mountain this morning. Um, we probably haven't been up here. Well, we've checked cameras, but we haven't hunted up here in, I think, over a month, actually. Um, Obviously, we're traveling to Kentucky and Ohio, and then we just had some stuff come up where we just couldn't get out. So, um, the good thing is it's really cold this morning. It's in the mid-20s. It's a beautiful morning. We have a southwest wind, which is actually pretty good for the spot. And there's been a lot of good rut activity happening in the Northeast this past week or so, even this past couple days. Ross actually saw the buck he was after, kind of still is after English last night, fighting with another mature buck right down the road from where he usually sees him. So there's definitely stuff going on in the deer woods. It is late, but we usually have pretty good hunting here in New Hampshire, late November. We're right in the middle of Frank's core area right now. Kind of in between where I've been getting his pictures most frequently. The saddle where I killed my buck last year is probably 500 yards above us. Our food plots, I don't know, 500 yards in the other direction. And we're sitting on this 10-acre clear cut that's about 7 years old, so the regrowth is just high enough so it provides good bedding cover for the deer, but we can see into it from this tree stand. We have the rifle with us today. It is gun season, so we have the extended range. We're mainly bow hunters, but I have no problem picking up a rifle, especially when I'm sitting in a stand like this where it's advantageous to do so. So we'll see what happens this morning. Frank's been in here this past week. The short 10's in here. Strawman's been in here. And there's always there's another 9-pointer mature deer from the summer we haven't named. So there's potentially 4 mature bucks we could see today. So we'll see what happens. It's a great morning. We're in a good spot. We can see a long ways. There's definitely a core group of does that lives up on this top. So we're going to sit tight as long as we can and just enjoy the morning. This is an absolutely beautiful spot. I mean, you can't ask for anything more. I could probably see 50 miles legitimately from this tree stand. It's just awesome. We're up on this mountain. We can see several other mountain ranges. This is one of the benefits of hunting in this part of the country. We get to see some awesome views, and this stand is not going to disappoint in that department this morning. Ross buck right here. It's a year and a half. Oh, coyote right here. That was kind of weird. After I shot the coyote, I was talking to Ross, and I looked down the cut, and another buck is trotting from the cut into the timber, and he came. He was pretty close, and by the time I saw him and figured out what he was and told Ross he was there, he was already right behind us. And then he blew. But it doesn't make any sense, because if he winded us up there, why would he come towards us? And also, I just shot that guy out 5 minutes before, so why is he gonna come towards human scent and a gunshot? So I don't know if he was up cruising. It was just weird, but the whole situation this morning has been kind of weird of what's going on with the coyote and the first buck. But anyway, cool to have some action. The sun's finally peeked out from behind the clouds. It's a little bit after 10, so probably sit till noon or so. I don't know if all that action was based on that coyote or what was going on, but I guess I'll stay optimistic and say that they're on their feet. And maybe we'll see a mature one. But if we don't see anything here in the next hour and a half, we'll probably be back at it tomorrow up here in a different stand, hopefully. to stay after these bucks up here on the mountain. So I climbed down. It's afternoon now. Temps are still good, but Ross has got to get to family stuff this afternoon. But we're going to take a quick look at that coyote. It's not that far. Sneak in there, check it out, then back out, and we'll be back in here tomorrow at some point, or tomorrow morning somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. Alright, so let's go off the mountain, covered the coyote, did all that good stuff, and we checked the camera, actually that Ross hung, 3 weeks ago. It's on a crossing, it comes off the mountain, and it crosses this old log road, well, access road. There's a beaver pond here that's washed it out. We've talked about that earlier in the year, but it prevents anybody from going back there, prevents us from going back there, and it runs about 1.5 miles along the base of the mountain, and no one can really get in there. Well, there's this big crossing, or a big trail that comes off the mountain, crosses and goes down the bottom. There's a lot of swamps down this bottom, a lot of cover. I'm sure a bunch of doe groups. And it's a main trail coming off the mountain. Ross put that camera there, and we've been getting a lot of good pictures on it. But recently we checked it. We got Frank at noon a few days ago. Then we got Strawman at 9 o'clock 2 mornings ago. We got another really nice 3-year-old with a split U2 this morning, and I think we got Frank Jr., the 3.5-year-old, I don't know what to call him, buck, this week as well. So we don't have a stand there. We're actually going to hang on that road, and we're going to go set it up right now. Luckily we have a set of sticks and some stands, obviously. We're going to go set that up for tomorrow, and we're just going to sit here the rest of the weekend. Kind of a weird spot, but when these bucks are moving, late rut, we could catch one walking across, so that's what we'll try to do. We're going to go hang that stand, get out of here. We'll be back in here tomorrow and Sunday. Check this out. That lane straight to, that's 75 yards, 80 yards straight down there. Now we got, maybe we can see clear down here, camera. I don't know how I'd miss them, you know, if they come through. Then we got back here. I guess the trick is not getting so high that we can't shoot under this stuff. I think this is the spot, though. It is. It's just dead. Alright, it's November the 25th, and it's like 30 degrees, nice cold morning, clear sky, stars are out. And we're going to that stand this morning that we hung yesterday afternoon, where those bucks are crossing off the mountain down to this bottom. It's a pretty good set, I think. We should have some activity, I would think, at some point this morning. All the activity there has been during daylight for the most part, and it's all been mid-morning to midday. So hopefully we'll have a good sit. We're gonna sit all day if we can. Luckily we don't have a bad walk. It's a pretty flat walk and it's not that far from the truck here, so we're gonna get settled in, and hopefully we see some good activity, and these bucks are on their feet cruising. That's what we were counting on, is that late rut activity, looking for the last doe and heat. So we're gonna get to it. just cracking daylight here. No. The wind is actually really good. It's blowing us back away from this little pinch point we're sitting on. But unfortunately, when the thermals, or the wind lies down and the thermals are affected, sucking us down where we think the deer are going to come from, or at least 50% of the deer are going to come from. So that's not ideal. So we have our sonics running. I'm hoping that just I'm hoping that just lasts for the first half hour or so, and the thermals start sucking us back up, and the wind stands up a little bit and helps us out. But honestly, there hasn't been a ton of first light activity here. Most of it's been, like I said, mid-morning to mid-afternoon, so we might be okay. But basically, you can see down here we have this big swamp, and there's a series of swamps down in here. It's just a big, big bottom, hundreds of acres. And then on the other side here, we have this big mountain. It's, over 2,000 feet, and it's hundreds of acres as well. And everything kind of comes together right here. And these deer that most of these bucks, I think, live on this mountain, but what they're doing since the rut is they're dropping down here at night and running does in this bottom and coming up and going back and forth, basically. But this is the main crossing. Ross actually found this a few weeks back. We're hoping we can finally get it done for this 2017 season. It'd be great to get a buck down in our home state, and we really have some great ones running around in here. It's just after 3 o'clock. We probably have an hour of light left, I'd say. Maybe an hour and a half. And it's been a really slow day. We haven't seen a deer. I've been in the stand since 6 a.m. Probably before that. So this is kind of how it goes in the big woods in New Hampshire. You can sit for days on end without seeing anything, and it sure makes for challenging all-day sit. But we have the intel here that says that we need to be here all day long, so that's what we're gonna do. We'll be right back in here tomorrow. Temperatures are actually gonna be even better tomorrow, a little bit colder. Oh, it's still pretty nice today, so pretty good today. But so all you can do is just sit on these bucks and hope for some late rut activity. It's gonna wrap up the rut for us this year. We're about out of light now. I don't anticipate a lot of movement here at last light, but obviously I'm gonna set it out until the end here. But we had a really difficult rut. We had one opportunity to mature buck. Ross had that opportunity at K2 in Kentucky, and didn't happen. Really close, but other than that, we haven't even hardly seen another mature deer, unfortunately. But sometimes that's how the rut goes. It can be hit or miss, and we definitely missed it in 2017. So we got some late season plans in Ohio and Kentucky. Honestly, New Hampshire after, December 1st gets really, really tough. The only thing you can hope for is severe weather to drive them to food, but if you don't get that, it's just really hard. The deer have been pressured for 6 weeks by gun hunters, or by, I guess, hunters, and they just aren't moving much in daylight. They're not moving looking for does, so they're just hanging tight to bedding and not moving far, so it makes it really difficult. But we'll see what we can do to salvage our season in December this year.